for Trump in the November election. Then in February, she was fired from her civil service job.
Absolutely, I feel a little bit betrayed.
She was among more than 125 people dismissed last month from the Treasury Department's Bureau of Fiscal Service in Parkersburg, West Virginia.
There's always that back and forth conversation now. It's like, you knew this was coming, but we didn't. Like, nobody that I've talked to understood the devastation that having this administration in office would do to our lives.
No kings, no tyrants, no kings, no tyrants.
The cuts have shaken up a community that overwhelmingly voted for Trump. He won West Virginia with 70% of the vote, one of his biggest victories. But the betrayal felt by Piggott, a church-going conservative and three-time Trump voter, comes as political analysts are examining early signs of a possible backlash in Republican strongholds like Parkersburg, where the government-slashing efforts of Trump and DOGE are beginning to hit home.
Elon Musk has basically taken over our government and has calling the shots, unfortunately, it seems to be.
All right, it's official. I am being laid off. Just received my preliminary reduction in force notice that I am, what's the word? Notice of recommendation not to reemploy for 2025-2026. You are receiving this notice either because you serve any particular kind of service that is being reduced or eliminated. So, can someone please just explain to me how the teacher of the year gets laid off? And yes, I am upset. But I think I'm so angry right now that it's going to take me some time to sift through these emotions. I love my students. I always will. That's it.
What was it like for you when you got the news that you were being let go?
It was really hard. You
were what, Sophie? Surprised that you voted for a red flag and now you're not having any fun at the carnival? Well, so unemployed Barbie here voted for Trump and has since been fired from her federal job. Now she's talking about I feel bad, I regret my vote. But you didn't feel bad voting for someone who was endorsed by the KKK before it started to affect you, right? Exactly. Y'all happily skipped into them voting booths, probably on the 1 and 3 beat, to vote for that man because you never thought it would affect you. Mind you, I am willing to bet that this woman was a DEI hire. Like, I just know she thought she was safe. She thought the person of color down the hall was a DEI hire whole time. They done kicked her out faster than Jenny could ever run up and down the block. I'm gonna hold your hand with an napkin in between when I say this. In the club, y'all are not all. Mind you, she's talking about I voted for Trump because I want to be a mother. How was you the other side of the pillow? At this point, the last 2 brain cells aren't even fighting for 10th place. There are just concepts of brain cells because you cannot convince me that that was your logic behind voting for Trump. You fucked around and put your trust in the 34-time convicted, well-documented lying white man over the overly qualified black woman, and now you're surprised you're finding out that shit isn't going well for you? Let me add a second napkin in between when I tell you this. I hope you get everything you voted for. Hope this out. Peace and love. Talk to you later.
If this whole thing didn't happen and they get sacked or get fired from their workplaces, do you think they will come to social media to really talk about it? If they were not laid off, all these MAGAs weren't laid off, will they come to social media to really talk about how other people are getting laid off? I doubt. And now they are everywhere seeking for sympathy and seeking for help. MAGA supporters are just finding out that they voted against themselves. Well, guys, you're welcome back again to my channel. So good to have you. Thank you so much for clicking. When you saw this video, please consider subscribing to my channel. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up so that more people can see it. And credit to all creators on this video. Let's go watch some of the clips I've gathered for you guys. Then we come back and we talk more.
Hey, so Donald Trump is using the White House as a backdrop for a car advertisement for the richest man on earth as my 401k plummets into oblivion. Good job, guys. Really good job.
So Donald Trump just announced that anybody attacking a Tesla dealership is a domestic terrorist. But this is the same guy who said anybody attacking the Capitol building was a patriot. Got it.
Believe me, if Donald Trump is president again, at some point or another, that ugliness will touch all of our lives. And it will not matter what you look like, how you worship, who you love, or how you vote. If you don't make 6 or 8 or 12 figures, if you're not famous, if you criticize or disagree with him in any way, if he doesn't view you as his equal or relevant to his ambitions, I promise you, he will not think about you when he gets into the Oval Office.
I have never voted for President Obama, ever. I am a Republican who cursed his name, who falsely accused him, and someone who zealously worked to ensure that he would never be my president. I was diagnosed with a serious autoimmune disease. Now labeled with a pre-existing condition, I am disqualified from any and all health insurance options. Literally a dead man walking. But then this guy signs this bill. And now I have access to health insurance and I receive the care that I so desperately need. I can now say I had a serious autoimmune disease. And to the Republicans who wish to repeal the Affordable Care Act, I plead with you to reconsider. Swallow your pride, as I am doing right now, in front of what I assume are many Democrats, and do what is right. Do what is right for
you. Guys remember when last year Kamala Harris warned that if Donald Trump won, we would enter a recession by the middle of this year? Yeah, it looks like we're ahead of schedule.
Americans voted for Trump. You're finally getting the recession that you voted for. I'm so excited for you. I'm so excited for you to all get exactly what you voted for. If you didn't vote for Trump, I mean, I'm so sorry this is happening genuinely. But if you voted for Trump, you must be thrilled today. You must be thrilled. I mean, egg prices are not down yet. Grocery bills aren't down yet. You are losing your Social Security. You're losing any kind of support you have from the government. But the recession's coming. And you guys are going to crumble not only your own economy, the worst out of everyone's, but also the world's economy. How exciting is that for you? You're also losing allies left, right, and center. Isn't that so thrilling? I'm really glad that you were so racist and transphobic and misogynistic and quite frankly insecure and sad in your own little lives. You have to take your hate out on other people and you caused a recession for yourself. Happy for you.
So Elon Musk and DOGE have just deleted the 5 biggest spending cuts they celebrated last week off their website after it was proven to be false information. The New York Times reports that the last of the original top 5 disappeared from the site in the early hours of Tuesday, even as DOGE claimed in its latest update that its savings to date had increased to $65 billion, just another fake number. The deleted savings claims included that $8 billion to ICE, which turned out to just be $8 million, a USAID cut, which was included 3 separate times, a $232 million cut at the Social Security Administration, which ended up actually just being $560,000, and others. More errors have also been discovered, like DOGE claiming they did a $1.9 billion cut at the Treasury Department, which was actually related to a contract that was canceled last fall during the Biden administration. We're going to keep following this story and so much more, so make sure you're following our account and add the Midas Touch podcast on Apple and on Spotify.
Where is the leopards ate my face lady? Some residents in Huntsville, Alabama received this letter today from Huntsville Utilities. Dear customer, this letter informs you that your above-referenced utility account has been debited for $100. Community Action Agency of Huntsville/Madison and Limestone counties has notified us that the grant you received for $100 on January 23rd, 2025 is no longer valid due to President Trump's executive order to rescind the funding behind the grant. The grant you received for $100 has been debited to your account and will be due with your next invoice. We sincerely apologize for any inconvenience. So much for slashing energy costs in half for consumers, right? Because that's what Trump promised. That's what he said he was going to do. Well, some people are finding out that thanks to some of his policy changes, they're getting an extra $100 charged this month. Yikes. I expect more things like this to come out as time marches on. Well, as always, follow me on the Substack and everywhere else. Okay, bye!
So this is exactly what MAGAs voted for against their own selves, because you will not say otherwise. You are the one who came on here on social media and was campaigning for this person. You were everywhere carrying the whole flags of MAGA, walking around the whole place and talking about who you're supporting. You were so bold about it. And now that it has backfired, the person that you voted for, you campaigned for, you fought for, is no longer, doesn't care about you. He doesn't even know if you did that in the first place. Now, his policies has made you to get laid off from your own work, and now you're coming to the internet to cry about it. What an irony. What an irony. You are the one who voted for this, and if it never happened, will you even come to the internet to cry about it in the first place? Will you talk about it? Will you talk about people who are getting laid off? Will you want to care if anybody is getting laid off? If it wasn't you, you would have been on the internet saying how, yes, federal jobs are not productive, they're not able to give, they don't pay taxes and all that. You would have supported the whole policy. You would have been part of the people saying that they should fire, federal workers, that they should lay them off because they're not real jobs. They're not doing any job at all. Forgetting the fact that you were part of those people. You worked with DI. You know the way they wrote back DI, and you guys thought it was people of color that it was going to get affected. You thought it was people that looks like me that was going to get affected. But at the end of the day, you guys are getting affected even more because you voted against your own interests. You didn't know that majority of you guys were hired based on DI. Because you're a woman, you were on the DI jobs. Now, who did you vote for? You already know. And you saw his policies. He was telling you, this was what I'm going to do. I'm going to stop the Department of Education. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to deport people. You were so excited that people were going to get deported. You were so happy. Some of you were always there saying, oh, that they should lock the borders. You do not want immigrants. You do not want this. Now, not wanting immigrants is also affecting your food. Because now, farmers can no longer produce a lot of food because of you guys. Aside that, oh my God. Whenever I think about how MAGAs actually act when they get to find out that they made a huge mistake, and to think that most of them are finding out very late, like very, very late, because the deed has been done, you voted already, and your vote has already counted. Nobody's going to reverse your vote in any way. So you have voted against your own self. Now you're regretting. What's the regret for again? What exactly is the regret for? There is really no need of regretting that you voted that way, because what is done is done. So guys, share your thoughts with me in the comment section. What do you think about this whole MAGAs and their complaints? Please let me know in the comments. Let's have the conversation. Please go ahead and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up so that more people can see it. Thank you so much guys for watching, and I look forward to seeing you on my next video. Please go ahead and subscribe. Thank you so much guys. Bye.